Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode, as we planned it, was going to be kind of, a first week recap of how the new semester has gone. But as it stands, because of the new COVID variant, things have gotten pushed back. Now I actually start school earlier than Marisabel does. And so we figured, why don't we just talk about the specifics of it all? What are we planning to change from last semester to this semester in an effort to be, more productive, maybe get higher grades, in an effort to just change in general, right? Because I think change is healthy, especially in school, because you keep it the same and forget it. It's going to be that much easier to just get lazy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I don't know, it feels awesome just to be back here and recording, because we've actually gotten ahead now as far as recording goes, and we already have a plan on these future episodes that we're gonna do. I don't know, it just feels nice knowing that we're just that much ahead, where we're not gonna have to be recording last minute like I feel like we did our first year of doing the podcast. And so, starting off this good, being ahead, just having that head start just has my mind at ease.
Yeah, no, me too. I really like that we've been recording weekly because we were always planning on doing that last year, and then we never did because we would get busy or we'd have something else to do. That was like more priority.
Yeah.
So I like it. I feel like, for one, it keeps me updated on like the last thing we talked about a little more than recording every other week, because then I kind of forget what I mentioned and I feel like I repeat myself about like the same topics.
Okay. Yeah.
It's also just nice to be on a schedule.
Yeah, I agree. Even though we don't record on the same day every single week, we do make it a point that every week now we're recording.
Yeah, and it's in the beginning of the week because we know if we push it to the end, then we're probably not going to do it.
Yeah, because then we're just like, all right, well, why don't we just do it, the next week, the following week, since we're already at the end of the week. And I'm like, that's what we ended up doing that whole last year that we did. And I mean, we never missed an episode. We always had an episode up every Friday or every other Friday. There was a couple weeks where I would forget to upload it. And so it would be out on Friday still, but later in the day,
I think that was like maybe once though.
Or was it once?
Yeah, it was only one time.
You're probably right.
Because you would remember on Thursday and be like, oh shoot, I haven't uploaded it yet. So you'd upload it late on Thursday, but there was only one time where you were like, I forgot to upload.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember. Because I had already created the audio clip, but the actual episode didn't come out yet. And I was like, oh, snap, I forgot.
Everyone was probably like, where? Where is this?
Yeah. No, but sorry, that was like a tangent. I was thinking about that right now while we were sitting down recording, and it felt good to reminisce on that, just to look at where we're at now.
No, yeah, we're already being more productive, and I really like it.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, but as far as school goes, so one thing that I'm really doing differently for the first semester, my first semester of college, it was just all paper and pencil. And then second semester of college, I had this thing called a rocket book, and my tío and tía got it for me. It was like it was one of those notebooks that you can write in, and then you can wipe it off with like a wet cloth, and then just continuously reuse it, and then you're able to like scan it with the app and stuff, and it was cool. I used it quite a bit, to the point where a lot of the pages eventually got a little bit destroyed because of how much I was using them. And it got kind of tedious, constantly wiping everything off,
And then waiting for it to dry.
Exactly, yeah. And it was cool. It was fun. I definitely used it very often for that entire semester for everything. Notes, homework, anything and everything. And then this last semester, the Rocket Book was done in. I mean, there was like maybe 2 pages that were still good, but they were like the weird grid ones, and I'm like, no, I'm good.
Oh, those are the ones I love to use.
I was like, nah, I just liked the regular lined. Or no, it wasn't the grid, it was the dots. Like
okay.
The like the bullet journal sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was just 2 of those pages left, and I was like, nah, bruh. So I retired the Rocket Book and just went back to paper and pencil and used like 5 different notebooks, like spiral notebooks. And it was a lot of paper, a lot of mess. There was just a lot going on, and it was just really disorganized, and I didn't enjoy how much paper I was using or how much I had to carry in my backpack at one time. In the event, like whenever I would go to school with you, or if I planned on doing work at my own school, I'd have my different subjects, my different notebooks inside of my backpack. It was a lot of extra weight that I felt like I didn't need, even though it wasn't that much. Being a spiral notebook, it was enough where I was like, I don't know, sometimes I wouldn't even get to the stuff, so then I'm like, I just got this extra spiral notebook now in here. And I don't know, maybe it doesn't seem like that big of a deal to some, but it was like bothering me. And so something that I I hit my mic. Something that I recently acquired is an iPad Pro 2020. It's the 2nd generation. And so, yeah, this one came out in the year 2020. And I was originally going to get the iPad Air 4, but I ended up going with the iPad Pro 2020 version because it was refurbished. And Apple sells refurbished products at a discount. And, this iPad Pro ended up being less money than the iPad Air 4. So I got a more powerful device, higher specs, all that stuff for less than what I was going to pay for a new one. And I mean, it was practically brand new, or it was like straight up brand new. I mean, not a single scratch on the entire device. I got more space. I had like 256 gigabytes as opposed to the 64 gigabytes that I was going to get on the base model. So I have a whole bunch of internal storage. It being a Pro, it has like the ProMotion display, so it's like it moves faster. And so the great thing about that is because I was going to use this device, or I am going to use it as my primary note-taking device and like my school companion device. I have my laptop and I do stuff on that, but what is it? The point of the iPad is to take notes and to have that in my bag, and like that just being my primary thing. My laptop I'll keep here at the house. Maybe I'll take to school sometimes, but my iPad is going to be the thing that I'm always having on me. Something that I can pull out real quick, take a note with the Apple Pencil, which I also bought. Very cool. It takes notes very smoothly, and I got a matte screen protector for the iPad. And so it feels like I'm writing on paper. It's very nice. And my handwriting, I mean, I haven't written a lot like since school ended, so I was getting used to it again. But my handwriting's not bad, honestly. Like I think whenever it's just straight up on glass, it's a little different because it's a lot slipperier. It's a lot more slippery, right? When you put the Apple Pencil just straight on the glass. But with that matte screen protector, there's that little bit of feedback, the friction, of the pencil on the screen, and it greatly improved my handwriting. And so I'm going to be using that as my note-taking device, as my companion device, as, if I need to do anything real quick, it's just going to be right there. And it's pretty small. It's the 11-inch version. And then in the case with everything, it's not a lot. It's a very small profile, easy, throw in my backpack. It doesn't weigh that much. And so I'm pretty excited for that. I've been practicing. I'm going to be using the app Microsoft OneNote. That way I can have it, across my multiple devices, because I have a Windows laptop. I don't have like a MacBook or anything. And so I'll be able to, view my notes on my Windows laptop, on my phone, the iPad, shoot, even like the school computers or anything like that, as long as I got my account. And so it's pretty cool. I'm excited for that, to go completely paperless and, just not use pencil and paper anymore. I mean, maybe in some instances, but for the most part, just completely the iPad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's crazy that you got an iPad, an Apple Pencil. That's insane.
I know. It's not cheap. Although I did have a couple gift cards from your family for Apple, so it covered a good like almost half of the cost of the Apple Pencil. So that's why I went ahead and went for it, because it is pretty steep. It's like $130, but I only had to pay like 68 or something like that. And so I was like, yeah, I'll go for it. Just because it's more compatible with the iPad, and so it gives you a smoother writing experience. So I figured, why not? Just go for it. I'm hyped. But what about you? Is there any sort of tools or things that you like, school supplies specifically, that you're getting?
I have a list on my phone. It's a few things. It's not that much. Like, I used to get a lot of school supplies for high school. I mean, we had more classes, right? But for college, I really only get the 5 subject notebooks, and I usually get them in black and white. And by the end of, like, I would say, like, the end of the middle of the semester, I'll, like, finish using those subjects, or, like, those sections for the subjects in the first notebook. So then I'll go ahead and use a second notebook for the second half of the semester. So I like how that works out. But I want to get these highlighters. I don't know what they're called, but they look pretty cute. And then they also have, like, matching pens that go with it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and get those too. They're on Amazon, but I don't know what they're called. I just saw it and I was like, oh, add to cart. Or I added it to my list because I wasn't going to buy it yet. Oh, but there's also these, like, sticky pads, and it's like a whole pack. So they have, like, really long ones, thin ones, square, rectangle.
Interesting.
So I'm going to get that.
Yeah, you use sticky notes a lot.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. Writing, like, a little note or something that I'll have to remember for a test on it, it really helps. I don't know if it's because of the bright color, or I just like using sticky notes. So I'm like, oh, that sticky note is important. Let me write that down.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I used to use sticky note. I mean, I still do occasionally. I mean, I've had the same sticky notepad since, like, senior year of high school. I haven't even gone through all of them yet, but I jot down stuff real quick too. Or, like, if I'm on a phone call and they're like, can you write this down? I'm like, yeah, let me get a paper and pencil. Just grab, like, a sticky note and, like, a pen. I'm like, all right, go for it. And then,
Yeah, I have one in one of my bags with the pen.
Yeah.
Just in case. Or I have it in 2. Because for one of them, it's my backpack.
Yeah.
And the other one, I, like, put my computer in there. If I'm just going to, like, go to your house or something.
Yeah.
I think I brought it yesterday. But yeah. But for studying, okay, so I have 3 English classes that I'm taking this semester.
Yeah.
And then a math course. So for my English classes, I think I'm going to type everything down in, like, a Word doc or Google Docs. And that's going to be, like, my notes for the class. And then I'm going to have, like, a folder for each of them. But if I need to, like, memorize something for, like, a test, then I'm going to go ahead and write it in a notebook. So, like, that'll be where I rewrite my notes and then study those notes. So, like, if my notes are really long on Google Docs because I'm kind of just, like, typing what the professor says, then I'll shorten it down onto the notebook. And then that's how I remember it. Because some people, like, they can't memorize stuff if they type it, but I actually can, like, a little bit. So it helps me. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But for math, I'm just going to use my notebook.
Nice.
Yeah, because I have an iPad, but mine is just the glass.
You have the
I have the mini.
Yeah, the iPad mini. Not the new one. It's the one before this one that just came out.
It's really cute.
It is cute.
I don't have, like, the matte protector. I don't have an Apple Pencil. So I'm just going to use, like, you know.
I mean, you
like
have
a
a nice
notebook.
little stylus, yeah.
But no, I'm just going to use regular paper.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm, like, really tired.
No, it's all good.
Because yesterday we got our shots, our booster shots. And it's finally, like, hitting me. Like, I'm ready to knock out right now.
Like, I already went through all those emotions.
Yeah, you went through that, like, this morning and last night. And yesterday, Or like last night and this morning I didn't really feel it, but now I'm kind of like my
Yeah.
head's starting to hurt. I'm starting to feel like it's a specific feeling I get when I feel like I'm gonna get sick.
Yeah.
But I'm not sick. I'm just having side effects from like the shot.
Yeah. Yeah. I was feeling rough this morning. We got the Moderna booster shot, and I was feeling tired, like really groggy by the end of the night. I think that's what it was. I don't know if I was exhausted as I thought I was. It was really just like me feeling one of those side effects of the booster shot, and my arm got real sore at night, my shoulder where we got the shot. And it was really hard to find a comfortable sleeping position. And so the entirety of last night was just me tossing and turning, but like really slowly because anywhere I turned hurt my shoulder. And so eventually when I found a position that I could sleep in, it was comfortable at the time, but shoot, when I woke up, it was definitely not as comfortable as I thought. I think I was just so tired that I was just willing to sleep in any position that wasn't hurting my shoulder. I woke up and I felt nauseous. I was super groggy, like I didn't get any good sleep. My shoulder was still killing me, and what is it? Like my whole body was just in pain. I was just aching. And so, I ended up sleeping throughout the whole morning. And then eventually I woke up and we went to the gym. And at the gym, I was still kind of feeling it. But then, after working out and taking a shower, I feel pretty good now. Like I still feel kind of tired. I mean, there's still some lingering effects. Like I feel sluggish, but for the most part, I'm doing a lot better.
Yeah, now my arm's starting to hurt.
Oh no. So it wasn't hurting before.
No, it was kind of like there was a little pain there. It was a sore. But now if I lift it, like it hurts.
Oh no. Yeah, that's what I was going through. And I still kind of feel it, but I can do it way better now.
Yeah, and it's crazy because yesterday when we got the shot, I did not feel anything. Like I didn't even know she poked me. The only reason I knew was because we were in the same room and he made like a face. And I was like, what's happening? Like I didn't know. Yeah. And she was like, all right, all done. And I was like, what? Like, you need to do all my shots. But no, yeah, so I didn't feel it last night. I did take ibuprofen before I went to sleep because that helped me with the second shot of Moderna. And then I was the only one that didn't get sick at the time, like out of you, my parents.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me take it again just in case, right? And I did have trouble going to sleep, but I think I was kind of just anxious. It wasn't really because I wasn't feeling well. I don't know. Like, I was tired this morning, but I was like, oh, I worked yesterday. I was probably just tired because of that.
Yeah, yeah.
But around, I would say the gym time, too. So around, like, 3 o'clock is when we, like, actually did our workout. Because I started my Apple Watch there, and I was like, oh, it's 3 o'clock. Right? And then when we left, I was feeling it, like, on our drive home. So, like, you were talking to me, and you were like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was starting to feel like, oh
no.
Like, I'm not doing okay. And that's kind of how I feel right now. I'm fine, though.
Yeah.
I just got to get through these feelings.
I think by tomorrow we'll both feel pretty good. We're just kind of still in that recovery mode, I feel like this is the most reactive I've ever been to, like, vaccines, though. I used to get, like, the flu shot and all that stuff, and I never really had any reactions to it or side effects. But more recently, I mean, even the flu shot, I actually got real groggy and drowsy, and I felt real weak, and I was like, yo, that's a first,
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. I don't know.
No, yeah, I usually get some side effect after the flu shot. In the past, I've gotten sick.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get a fever and stuff right after. But this last year, I didn't. Like, it's reversed for me. So now I'm not getting, like, too many symptoms, or they're not as effective on me. But I don't know. Like, it's fine. Like, I feel fine.
Yeah.
I don't feel sick. I just feel, like, down, I guess.
Yeah.
Or I'll say sluggish. Like, I feel sluggish.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know if I move my arm, then it's going to hurt. So I'm, like, not moving it. But I know you're supposed to move it so it doesn't hurt. but I'm not. But
yeah. I feel like that was the biggest thing, like why my arm was hurting so much, is because I was just keeping it so stiff. Because if I moved it, it would hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
In reality, I probably should have been moving it. So, like at the gym, even though we weren't doing anything very specific to our shoulders, I was doing my best to move my shoulder, move it around, stretch it.
Oh yeah, I saw you. We were doing, what is that hamstring workout?
Yeah, we were doing the hamstring machine.
Yeah, and I was doing it and I just saw like his back and I was like, what's happening? And you were like stretching your arm on the machine.
Yeah, I was stretching my shoulder out. So like I was holding it and then I like turned my torso just to kind of pull my arm back and then gave my shoulder a real good stretch. It's almost like I have like a knot in my shoulder. That's what it feels like. Like it's bruised or, just really tight.
Yeah, I feel like I got punched. So I have a bruise.
Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy because that didn't start happening till nighttime whenever I was falling asleep last night. Because, yeah, you're right. Like immediately after the shot and stuff like that, like I was feeling fine.
Me
I felt
too.
great.
And we were moving our arm.
My arm didn't. We went to the gym right after.
Exactly. And I was like, oh, like we're fine.
Yeah.
Right. Wake up. Well, for you, it was when you went to sleep.
Yeah.
And after I woke up. But, next day, basically, we were both kind of feeling it.
Yeah, I think by tomorrow we're both going to feel pretty good. It's just kind of like, because it doesn't take long. I mean, even with like the COVID vaccine or like the flu shot, it's kind of like a day thing. And like now I'm getting over it. So I have no doubt that by tomorrow morning I'll be fine. Like maybe a little bit lingering soreness in the shoulder, but nothing I can't power through.
Yeah. But back to this episode, like the main topic.
Oh, yeah.
I would say I'm still using my notepads.
Mm-hmm.
And sticky notes, they're my favorite thing in the world. I do them mainly for, studying, like I said. And I also do it to organize my essays. It's weird because one of my professors for the fall semester, she was like, if you feel like your essay is kind of like out of order, but it all makes sense, it's just not in a good order, write down on sticky notes, like a separate sticky note for each paragraph. And then kind of order them in the section that you want them to. And then just copy and paste them in that section so they flow better. Yeah. And that really helped me. So just thought I would say that for anyone who kind of struggles with that. Because I know I have a hard time organizing my essays sometimes, especially when it's like 10 pages long. So that helps me.
That makes sense, yeah. I think... And we have two different perspectives, too, on, like, our workflow. Just because we have two different degrees. You're very writing heavy, and I'm very much, math and like, Excel sheet heavy.
Yeah, I feel like you take a lot more notes sometimes.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. Like, I think because of my degree path, I think anybody in any degree path could do what I'm doing, but trying to switch to completely digital or as much digital as I can is the goal, because I want to be able to across all my devices be able to access whatever it is that I'm working on. I don't want to have to always carry things with me. If I work on something on my iPad and then we go and get coffee or whatever and I need to check something, I'm like, I like the idea of just being able to like, oh, I can check it on my phone. Like, I'm good, or if I'm on my laptop and just be like, oh shit, my iPad's in my backpack, I don't know, in a locker or something. And I'm like, well, I got my laptop here. We're good.
No, yeah, I like that idea too. So at the end of last semester, I started taking my ethic notes on my computer. And then I took them on Google Docs. And then I have the app on my phone.
Yeah.
So if we were just doing like nothing, right, I would just look at them, like review them real quick to be like, oh, like my quiz is 2 days from now. Let me just double check that I know everything. So I liked it.
It's pretty cool. I don't know. It's just because I enjoy watching like tech YouTubers. I like staying up to date on what's the latest in technology, not just phones and tablets or like Apple stuff, but like, what's going on with computers, how powerful can they get, what truly is that all-in-one device, something that's a laptop, a phone, and a tablet, stuff like that. And it's just watching those videos makes me want to build an ecosystem of technology in my life that, is all connected. I mean, even like whenever in the future, whenever we get a house, you know, I want to have, you know, like smart home features, you know, where it's like you walk into the room and the lights turn on, or you walk up to your desk and the lights around your desk turn on, stuff like that. Or like
That would be really cool.
We have like a tablet built into the house that controls like our air conditioning as well as other things in our house, you know,
like
our
those
security system.
those fridges.
Oh yeah, where it kind of it just has like a screen. I think those fridges are cool. Like they're kind of gimmicky, but low key I want one whenever we have our own house. And
I
like
mean, they'll probably be more updated and better.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the cool thing too. Like by the time we get to the point of furnishing our own house that we eventually want to build up to, technology is going to be so far ahead, and you know things are going to be so far ahead than from where we are now, just because at the rate that technology has been advancing, it's crazy that I don't know, we're just going to have such a cool house. Like I'm so excited for that. But yeah, running back to the whole school thing, it's definitely I'm definitely trying to be as minimal as possible. So essentially, like I want to the whole technology ecosystem that I'm trying to build right now is in an effort to be as minimalist as possible. You know, I don't want a whole lot of things unless like I need them or I can see like a use case for it, you know? And I just don't like the idea of carrying a whole bunch of stuff all the time, you know, because I felt like I did that in high school. Like I had tons of binders all the time.
Oh yeah,
because of the extracurricular activities we had and like my planners. And you know, near the end of senior year I started to convert to digital stuff, and so like now, you know, I don't make like lists anymore. I just use the reminders app in my phone, and then it's real nice to just have that there. And now it's satisfying for me just to like click the little bubble and, you know, quote unquote check it off that I finished something on my to-do list or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of like a to-do list, there's this app called Sticky Notes that I downloaded onto my computer. And did you download it too?
Oh, or Sticky Notes is only for Apple, but I did. Okay. Microsoft has one, and so I downloaded it. I only have like one thing on my laptop. It's the first day of school.
It's so cute because
it's a digital sticky note.
Yeah, you can just like keep it on your desktop. And I really liked it. Yeah. Because you can make it like super small and you just see like the main point if you had like subtext. But yeah, I think it's really cute.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. You know, staying along the lines of keeping track of things, you know, with the Sticky Notes app, and being consistent, you know, we really want to be consistent with going to the gym. You know, I feel like that's going to be a big contributor to how productive we are, is staying consistent at the gym. Yes. You know, going on a consistent schedule, as well as being consistent with the types of workouts we're doing, and as well as like our diet too. You know, I felt like during the school year, we did meal prep a little bit, and then we made our own lunches every now and then. But
yeah, it wasn't bad, but it could have been better.
Yeah. And I feel like if we, you know, not necessarily, I saw a video recently talking about, during the week, if 7 of your 10 meals are good meals, you know, and then over the course of the month, and then over the course of the year, like, you're going to give yourself a lot of leeway to still be able to make those gains in the gym, but also not, you know, losing your sanity over completely walking away from sweets and stuff like that. You know, it's not really the route to go, because, you know, sweets and stuff are very addicting, but being able to tell yourself, like, I can still have that stuff, but for the majority of the time, I'm going to keep it clean. And then going to the gym, like, we're just going to feel good after our workouts and then be able to be productive because we're just going to be feeling that good in school.
No, yeah. So something that I like to do, kind of like dealing with food, is, well, to like summarize it a little bit. So 2 of my meals will be like super healthy. So they have a lot of nutritional value, and that's what I look at, right? And then the 3rd meal, like if I know we're going to go out with our families, or we're just going out in general and we might get something to eat, and more than likely it's going to be fast food, then I'll eat like nutritious snacks, right? But let's say that we're really not going to go do anything. We're just going to eat at our house. We're not going out. Like the 3 main meals that I eat will be like super nutritious. And then the snacks in between, like I'll have, I don't know, chocolate or like an ice cream, right? If that's what I'm craving, or like chips. I mean, I don't eat like a lot of it, but that's kind of like how I stay on track.
Yeah. No, that's pretty good. And that really reminds me too of like portion control. And that's the important thing, is it's so easy. And this is again from that same video that I previously just mentioned. It's from a YouTuber called AthleanX. I used to watch them all the time, and they do generally give good advice. I mean, some of the times their videos can get a little weird. I don't know if it's weird, but like, he's a physical trainer, and he proves himself and explains stuff. How do I say it? Like, really using the anatomy of the body to its benefit on how he explains, how to do workouts, or when it comes to your diet and stuff like that. Like, he's not going to give you a diet plan, but he's going to give you recommendations on how you can go about, reaching your goals. And he was like, the biggest thing is portion control. He was like, you eat a salad or you eat like a carrot or something, and, you're going to get really full really fast off of those things. And more often than not, you're not going to overconsume on that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially when it comes to like vegetables, I'm not going to be like, a bag of chips as opposed to a bag of carrots. I'm not going to eat the whole bag of carrots because I'm going to get pretty full, off of a little handful of just like baby carrots,
Yeah.
But then a bag of chips, he was like, you usually eat more than one serving. I was like, they show you the serving size, on the back of the bags. Like for a bag of Takis, the serving size is like 6 Takis. Damn well nobody's eating 6 Takis. You open up the bag and you're eating multiple handfuls. And, and that's what it is. It's like those kinds of foods are so easy to overindulge in that, you kind of get lost in it. And so the thing isn't so much about staying away from those foods. It's just learning to not consume a huge amount. And that's kind of similar to what you were talking about, how, you said you don't overeat on like the snacks or whatever. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to ice cream, it's like maybe only a few small scoops, or a few spoonfuls, just to kind of scratch that sweet tooth, or, alleviate that sweet tooth,
Mm-hmm.
Or with chips, you have like a little sandwich bag full, as opposed to just the full bag of it, and then eating them from the bag. I think that's a big thing. Like, that's the whole point of meal prepping, is that you don't just have food splayed out and you're just kind of guessing. The whole point of meal prepping is to give yourself the correct portions.
Mm-hmm.
That way you don't overeat, but you're also eating enough calories, as well as, making sure that it's good calories, not just like calories from any source. You know what I mean? And, no, yeah, I don't know. You got me thinking about that, like at the end of your statement, when I was like, oh, you know what? That also kind of like reminds me of this video.
Yeah, because I had that problem growing up. I'd overeat certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So now I just focus on that. Because I feel like that was my problem.
Yeah.
Like personally.
Mm-hmm.
For people, it's different. Like other people.
Yeah. I mean, I would just overeat in general. But it was like I would overeat the bad things more than anything,
Yeah. And sometimes I do overeat on vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll get like sick of them.
Yeah.
Super fast. So I have to watch out on that too. Because like in my head, like they give me a lot of nutrition. But I just like feel sick after I eat them. Like it's too much.
Yeah.
So I overeat I used to overeat like on anything. Like it didn't matter.
Mm.
I just had that problem.
Yeah, I think it's also just understanding too, like, there is such a thing like as too much of a good thing,
Mm-hmm.
So like with vegetables, like you do munch on them quite a bit, but you serve yourself a lot of vegetables or a lot of salad or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but you do get full on that stuff faster, and it's good to consume that because it's a good source of fiber, which helps with your gut health,
Mm-hmm.
But just having good proportions, a balance of protein to fiber to, good fats and stuff like that. Like, I feel like it seems overwhelming at first. And so this year, or going into this next semester, that's a big goal, is to get better at that, at understanding, a balanced meal and trying to stick to that for all three, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, especially with being consistent with the gym, it'll just be like, our, I don't know how you say it, like our progress will be accelerated because of it.
Yeah, well, I feel more motivated to eat healthier when I go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely helps.
I agree.
Or like if I eat really good
Mm-hmm.
for like a few days, then I'll be like, I'm doing amazing. And then I like go even harder in the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I think it'll be good.
I just know it'll also help my productivity. Because I'll feel good, right? So I'll be able to work harder and stay focused for longer periods of time. Because usually I'd be hungry or dehydrated mainly.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just like think of other things or be like, well, I'm just going to go get water. And then I wouldn't come back to my room for like 20 minutes. And so I would procrastinate.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that will overall help my productivity, even when I'm not thinking about it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of people, like, it's not so much a straight line, or it's not black and white. Like, I'm either a procrastinator or I'm productive. There's a lot of factors that go into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much just about creating an environment where you can study. It's also about creating good habits that will help you to achieve that level of productivity. Like, for me, it is very much like having an environment where I can do that. So having a clean room, a fixed bed, or at the library, having a comfortable chair and like a table where I can do stuff,
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the environment, but like, what did I do in the morning? What am I doing leading up to me eventually starting to do work? It's one thing to just not do anything in the morning, and it's another to fix my bed, drink some water, go to the gym, get a good workout in,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I go to school, have that. It's not like I was doing a lot that morning, but I was doing things to get myself in a healthy, productive mindset, as opposed to waking up 20 minutes before class, rushing, maybe not even gonna be able to shower, getting to class and not really comprehending everything that's happening. So I'm already setting myself up for failure in that way,
Yeah.
And then afterwards too, after you're done studying, what are you doing? Are you moving on to more work, possibly causing a lot of stress? Or are you giving yourself a little break, rewarding yourself for the hard work that you've done? Whether it be watching a YouTube video, making or getting some coffee, doing something, maybe preparing a meal. After you're done, you're like, now it's time to go feed this temple of mine, my body. I'm going to go prepare a meal, eat afterwards, do some work for another half hour, I think like that's the biggest goal for me, is balancing everything. Like, 'cause, I mean, overall it's being more productive. Like, that's the overarching goal. But I think in order to get to that, all the small steps before that need to happen. And so being able to make all those small steps happen, I think, is what's going to make it possible for me to be overall more productive than I was last semester, or even the, previous 2 semesters before that.
Yeah, I definitely have to start my day on a good note.
Yeah.
If I start it rushed, I'll be like more antsy and anxious.
Yeah.
And I won't really be able to focus on anything because
Yeah.
I'll be like, damn, like I don't know. Like, I like to stretch in the morning sometimes. So
Yeah.
I'll be like, man, I didn't stretch, so my body hurts. And then I'll be focused on my body hurting rather than the work I'm supposed to be doing. But I also just like to have like an hour to myself before I do anything. I like to wake up slowly, kind of like stretch, like I said, brush my teeth, and then like get the coffee machine going. And then, wait for my coffee to get a little cool because I don't like it hot, but I also don't like
Yeah.
it super cold in the morning, especially right now because it's freezing outside, right, for me.
Yeah, it's starting to get cold now. So it definitely, like, honestly, for me, now that it's been getting colder, it's like the mornings are more enjoyable for me. I don't know how to explain it. It's
No,
kind of like
yeah.
you, with, explaining how, getting the coffee going, and while that's happening, you're stretching. It's like in the morning when it's really cold, I don't know, I sleep very hot. Like my body gets really warm at night. So waking up to a really cold room in a cold house, I kind of shoot out of bed. Like I have a spring, almost like a spring like approach to the morning. Like I spring out of bed and breathe in that cold air, feel good. I go brush my teeth, drink some water, let the dogs out. That's kind of like the immediate morning for me. Very similar to you waking up, getting the coffee going. I don't drink coffee in the morning, or at least not all the time.
Yeah.
But
no, it's kind of just something for me to look forward to.
yeah.
And then, well, now, like literally today, well, I guess I drank it yesterday too, but it was at night. The green juice that I'm drinking, well, it's a powder, but then I put it in a juice and like mix it up and stuff.
Yeah, it's like a vegetable powder, right?
Yeah. And so I woke up, and obviously, like, my routine is to make coffee in the morning, but I drank the juice before, and honestly, I felt like it really woke me up. It was colder, like the drink itself, so that probably played a factor in it. But I also just felt like, I don't know, like awake, energized, because I drank it first. And one of my goals is to drink water before I drink any of those other things. So I did drink a little bit of water, but it was just like a cup. It wasn't a lot. Like I want to drink at least 2 cups before I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just like having those little things in between. And then after I make like my coffee or my juice or whatever, then I go ahead and play with Scout, which if you don't know is my dog. He's so cute. And I don't play with him for a long time, or at least that's how I feel. Like I'll throw the ball with him a little bit, and then I'll let him outside, and then whenever he's ready to come inside, which is like 15 to 20 minutes after I let him out, then I play with him a little more and kind of like pet him. He's like stinky though, so
Yeah.
he gives off such a strong odor for being so little. It's crazy. Yeah, and then after that, like today I went ahead and did a course that I had to go over before class starts. So it was cool.
Yeah, I think never really been a morning person, but I really appreciate them. And doing things like you've explained, or like the little things like me when I wake up, just setting yourself up for a successful day really helps.
Yeah, it's so simple, but it just helps.
Yeah.
It helps my mental health because I feel clear. If I wake up rushed and I'm like, oh, I have to get ready, I have to make food. Like, those are usually the days when I go to work early and I'm like rushing. Because even though like I prepared the night before, like I got my clothes ready and like the food that I have packed for the next day, but it's in the fridge, right? I still feel super rushed, especially when it's like a 9 o'clock shift. So those days I don't wake up on the right side. So it makes me appreciate, like you said, the mornings that I do wake up. I mean, I've been waking up pretty early.
Yeah.
Around the same time, like 9 to 10-ish, 10:30-ish. Like today was 10:30-ish because I wasn't feeling too good.
Yeah, today I woke up later. But, I mean, previously I've been waking up pretty good at pretty decent time.
No, yeah. And then we like have an hour in between when we wake up and then we go to the gym usually. And I just really like that, because I have like that time for myself, and then we hang out and we do something that is one of our goals together.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's been enjoyable too, just being able to go to the Crunch gym. And
yeah, I like it. Today we stretched.
Yeah.
I think we should keep doing that. I know we say that, but now we have like a section of the gym where we can stretch like openly.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's been nice. Just a new environment. Just I feel like that's the theme of this is like new, just doing new things
that like motivate us.
Yeah. So a change of scenery, a new gym, a new style of note taking for myself, converting to majority digital, creating a workflow around that is motivating to me. And then, coinciding with that is, changing up how I go about mornings, setting myself up to have a successful day, showing up to class and comprehending and understanding what's happening, not, showing up right on time and being groggy and not really just kind of being there and then leaving,
and not really paying attention.
Yeah. And then, I drive home and then I'm tired. Then I take a nap and it's kind of like the day is no better than if I had just slept in, And so I'm excited. I think, I feel we're definitely not alone. I know there's a lot of people who are still kind of going through this phase of not being the most productive that they probably could be.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I thought you were incredibly productive, or you have been thus far in your college career, but there's, not just the school aspect of it, but like the personal life aspect.
Yeah.
Learning to balance things.
Yeah, there's just very much like moments of my life or like during the school semester that I'm not in the right mindset to get anything done. So even though like I am turning in all my work and yeah, I may be getting good grades, like I don't feel proud because I wasn't in the right like headspace. And so I feel like I didn't really put any effort into it. So while I'm being, quote unquote productive, I really wasn't because I wasn't consuming the information that I was learning. I was really just doing the work because I know I needed to do it. And I just knew I needed to turn it in.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really doing it to like understand the content. So that's like one of my main goals.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the semester, I really was just trying to finish. It was super hard. And I didn't realize how exhausting it was until like a few weeks after like school had ended and like you finished because you finished like a week or two after me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's crazy. Like I'm super excited to start again because I like starting new things and like new, chapters and stuff. But I'm also like worried. Like I don't want to feel like that again. And I don't know, yeah. I'm just like a little anxious too because, they pushed back the start date.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they did that last time and then we're all online. And I really don't mind like online learning. It's kind of just like I need to prepare myself for online learning because now I'm accustomed to going back in person when I had barely adjusted. I mean, like I'll adjust, It's kind of just like now I got to adjust back maybe. And I was going to have to do that either way because I have 2 online classes. But I wasn't expecting all of my classes to be online.
I think you'll find that balance.
Yeah, I will for sure. It's kind of just like there's a lot of little things I need to do to prepare. But it's like you said, like there are new things that we're trying out. And those are really helping me get prepared for the school year.
Yeah.
So even though like, I'm doing like sort of the same studying habits or using the same like, school supplies, I'm still trying new things, like trying out a new gym, trying out new meal prepping, techniques or new recipes. I'm going to try out a new work schedule, crossing my fingers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be nice. I'm excited for that. Just a lot of new things happening. And I think going into new territory can be overwhelming or stressful, but I feel like once we figure it, it's like once we adjust to what's happening, I think it's going to be a pretty good semester, I feel like.
No, yeah, I feel that too. I'm excited, especially like how my work schedule should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, like I'm ready and then I'm not ready because I've been enjoying this kind of like calm part of my life. I mean, like as calm as it can get.
Yeah. I think this was a much needed break for sure. I think last semester was not more stressful, but it felt
like it.
Like, yeah, by the end of it, once we were done, I guess we didn't realize how much tension we had.
Yeah,
you know?
my body was just tense like the whole time.
Yeah, but we still have a few weeks left of break, or you have a week longer than myself, and I think right now it's preparing for the semester, but also still enjoying and appreciating the time off that we have right now.
Yeah, I really like it. That's why I've been trying to wake up a little earlier, like 9, not really 10:30ish, just so I can have like more time in my day.
Yeah, I agree. I've been getting real tired too, like because we've been waking up earlier and going to the gym. My body's not used to going to the gym every day,
and we're being consistent with our workouts.
Yeah,
and it makes me so happy.
Yeah,
because we used to switch it out a lot.
Yeah, we would do different stuff all the time, and I think we were definitely at a standstill. Like our body wasn't developing in the way that it could have if we would have just stayed consistent.
Yeah, and I just feel like we're just making gains, and I'm super happy.
It's getting there for sure. I notice a difference. I mean, one of the big things that I want to hit is my chest, and I know if we keep consistent like we have been, that'll be like a month.
Yeah.
And I'll already start to see significant change. I mean, that's really like the big thing, because it's like I don't have like a super slim waist. I'm working on it, but you build your chest up and you can definitely give the illusion that your waist is slimmer than it is, but it's really just the top half is a little bigger.
That's why I work back.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's just how like my body shape is.
But yeah, we're at 50 about 50 minutes.
Yeah.
I
think it's a good place to end it.
I think so. A pretty chill episode. Episode 30. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Ooh, we're almost to 40 and then 50.
I know, 50 episode. We should do like a 50 episode special.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
We'll have to think about what that would be.
Yeah, I mean, we got a while before that happens.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, thank you guys for joining us once again. We're super excited for the episodes that are going to be coming. I know, I hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode with Abby, or the week before last episode with Abby.
I forget because we're recording super early.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Yeah, I really liked having Abby on. It was nice.
And then we do have some other guests lined up for our future episodes after this one. So, just stay tuned. Spread the word. Shoot, if you want to be on, shoot us a DM. If you got something to talk about.
Leave a comment if you can't leave a DM. Yeah,
we're looking around. Right now it is just kind of friends, but we do want to have people on that have something to say to others, or have
more knowledge on things that we don't.
Yeah. So I think it would be cool. I'm really excited for our lineup that we got going on right now. I think these should be this season of the podcast. This next year of the podcast should be really cool, and I've been really enjoying it thus far.
Me too. We're already like getting ahead and figuring out what we want our next few episodes to be about, and it's really cool. Yeah,
but remember to follow us at livewithjm pod on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Yes.
And I mean, that's really it. Honestly, just keep spreading the word, guys. Keep showing some love. We appreciate it. We appreciate y'all. And ready to keep this thing going.
Let's try and get to 200 followers on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the goal. But, yeah, thank y'all for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.